Another one.
What's more interesting, fun, and future proof? Manual QA or test automation? I don't want to insult anyone, and I say this with the utmost respect. It's like when they say with all due respect, and then they, or respectfully, and then they totally like, all right, anyways. At the moment, I work as a tester slash QA, and sometimes really have this feeling of unfulfilled potential by staying at the same, or by staying at the manual side and not going into automation and more technical stuff. Sometimes I'm just staring at a spreadsheet while writing basic test cases and thinking by myself, what am I doing? Why am I here? I'm someone who tries to do things as good as possible. You see, that's your problem right there, right? You try to do it as good as possible and not as great as possible. See, you gotta shift your mindset, right? But I feel that in manual QA, this can go unnoticed most of the time. If the devs did it very well, then it feels like it doesn't matter whether I write and execute a crappy test script or a very good one. Is automation more interesting, fun, challenging, rewarding, and future proof? Is it, what is future proof, eh? Which one will give me the most universal chance to work abroad? Oh, here we go. So all of this that you were writing was just so you want to travel like to like Dubai or something and work from like there. You don't really care about everything else you said before. You just want to travel. Okay, got it. Cool. We can answer that. Don't worry about it. Let's put the timer up. So, and after this one, we have one more to go. So, let's see. I think. By the way, are you related to the first, like the first question or the second question, who felt that you get no respect and everything like that? Uh, I don't think you'd be a good automation tester if you don't, because to me, a great automation tester comes from being a great creative, critical thinking, fundamental QA tester, right? You have all the fundamentals down about like different types of testing, writing your test cases, writing your scenarios, having great test cases, not like I don't know why you're using a spreadsheet at this point, but that's neither here nor there. But you don't sound like you like what you're doing, right? And you're just doing it because hopefully one day it'll take you to France or Paris or something like that. Um, but you have this, and you know what? I'm gonna say this right. Here's a problem I have with a lot of these manual testers, right? They're always talking about that they want to learn automation and stuff like that. Every time I've wanted to learn something, I just started. Um, I didn't necessarily I didn't necessarily read it in a book or anything like that. I researched and I worked and I calculated and I just kept at it. Right. I remember being up back in like a long time ago. I would be up till like 4 in the morning trying to figure out some type of code, messing with JavaScript, messing with PHP to get it to work in a particular way that I was looking for. And it's like now it's why are we Why are we waiting for someone to come to us and say, "Hey, do you want to try this?" If you want to do it, then just do it. Like, is it like your company's going to say, "Oh, you're not allowed to do that." Oh, but you're working as a manual tester and you don't have time to learn automation, because like it takes up your whole day, huh? Yeah, right. It takes up your whole day that you don't have the time to do it. Well, w- what do you like? There's 24 hours in a day, right? 7 days in a week. If you really want to grow, you're going to put in some of your own time. In the book, The Clean Coder, the author says you should be putting in at least 60 hours a week on your craft. So let's say 40 hours to your 40 to 50 hours, whatever it is to your company, but another 20 to 30 hours of you on your own time studying, practicing, working on projects to get better yourself, right? I believe I don't believe it is your company's job or duty to give you the like to give you the basics. They should train you for the particulars of the company, but they don't have to train you. You should, if you want to grow, you should take initiative on your own career. And like most companies, they go way above and beyond to support you and everything like that. But you shouldn't be waiting for them to make you any offer for you to grow, right? You should be taking this initiative, and then they'll see that, and then they're going to help you along the way. But if you're just sitting there saying, "Oh, I don't have time," and all this type of stuff, then like you deserve to be where you are. All right. So yeah, let me see if there's anything else you asked in this question. So the part about if the devs do a good job, then it doesn't matter if you write a crappy test script or a good one. I think that that lack of care for your own craft is it's what is going to prevent you from being in automation, like being like writing automation, right? You don't write good scripts or bad scripts for the developers. You write it for yourself. You write it for your documentation. You write it for people who come after you that looks at it to see what's going on, right? And I think the whole mindset, like behind so many of these posts, right, is oh, I don't get any recognition. Oh, unappreciated. Blah 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 blah. Um, the goal when um the goal when working in a team, right? And I asked this question last week, right? And it was decent answers, but not the that final one, right? It was what is the goal of the goal of the QA tester, the goal of the software engineer, the goal of the software development team, right? And I got some answers like, oh, releasing bug-free software, um, all this type of stuff, right? But for me, in my perspective is a good user experience, customer satisfaction. That is the goal. We like the purpose of QA is not to find bugs, right? The purpose of QA is to provide a good user experience, a good user flow, like all that stuff. It's all around the customer, all around the user, right? So, like if the devs do a good job, you know what I said? I said, great job. I test it. I make sure my tests are good, and I test it. And if I don't find any bugs, then good. We get to go to market faster. Why do we expect? Like, why do we want to find bugs? I think that was a misconception from a long time ago with manual testing, from like the waterfall or the V model, where they throw the thing over the wall. They throw the software over the wall, and then you just hack at it, test, 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 and like, oh, I found like 20 bugs in the software, and we all get to celebrate, and we get $5 for each bug that we find and everything like that, right? I don't believe in that. I want to not find any bugs. I want to say, oh, all my tests and stuff like that. I didn't find any bugs. You did a great job, and let's deploy. I want to get to market as fast as we can, but in the best quality possible, so that we start making money. Because at the end of the day, the customers are who's paying my salary. The customers pay the company, and the company pays me. The company's the middleman, but we're all working for the customer. So the faster I can get the software into the customer's hand, and they have a great user experience, happy customers equals happy company equals happy tech coach Ralph. Right? Is automation more interesting, fun, challenging, rewarding, future proof? The answer to that is yes, it is. But the question is, do you qualify to do automation? Because from the previous post, with the utmost respect, you do not care about your manual testing job, and therefore I have a hard time seeing you caring for very long as an automation QA engineer. All right. And which one of these give me the most universal chance to work abroad? If you have a passport, people do manual testing remotely. People do automation testing remotely. The more junior you are, they probably want you in the office. But the question is, do those remote countries want you? Anyways, that is that.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.